The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour.
ChatGPT did become the world's most downloaded non-gaming app.
Literally the job of everyone in government to address the media and the public.
What are your thoughts, audience? What are your thoughts on Zandy Silva as the deputy PLP leader?
A community that can't feed itself is a community that doom.
What you may not know, though, is that Bermuda, we have a connection with Epstein, too.
Things that people are doing right, the youth are doing right, that is not being advertised enough.
When you see your access to U.S. dollars disappear, that's when you have a problem.
You've got a town in the UK with a similar sized population. This place absolutely outshines it.
It's Thursday, the 6th day of August 2026. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves with these most important community conversations. I'm Jamal Hartman. How's everyone feeling today? It is Friday, Junior. Happy Thursday to you. Hopefully everyone is feeling good today. I'm happy to be back engaging with you live and direct and ready for another good community conversation. But how's everyone feeling? Anyone still hungover from the cup match holiday? I must be honest. Again, you all know I didn't attend cup match this year. I did miss it. I'm not going to lie. I missed being around my friends and just Bermudian the community and watching cricket. I did. But that said, I also enjoyed my time off. And the hangover is like when you get back from a vacation, you really figure out like, wow, I've got things to do. It's like you got to make up for lost time. Anyway, I've been tired, so I've been trying to enjoy my rest in the later part of the day. But hopefully everyone's recovered and not suffering from a hangover. Miss Ellen Kate Horton says, good morning, everyone, and a great morning to you, Miss Ellen Kate Horton. Well, folks, greetings to you all. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. How integrative oncology is changing cancer care in Bermuda. Well, Executive Director of PALS, Colleen English DeGrilla, is stopping by to discuss how they are treating cancer. They're finding new ways to assist cancer patients. Yeah, so really looking forward to this conversation. The Daily Play is a name that plays today, so very fun. I'm sure you all will get this with ease like you did yesterday. And audience, please don't forget to subscribe on our website and follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we continue to do our part to improve our community. All righty. Miss Ellen Kate Horton sounds like a Somerset fan, says, you missed the most wonderful cup matching years. I am sure, Miss Somerset fan yourself. All right, folks. Well, here's the question of the morning. Are we focusing on the right causes of Bermuda's cost of living? Are we focusing on the right causes of Bermuda's cost of living? Well, what am I on about this morning, you're probably asking? Well, yesterday we had the privilege of speaking with Zach Monis from Lindo's about the Cost of Living Amendment Act. During our conversation, I asked him whether he felt retailers were being singled out. His response was interesting. He said, retailers are low-hanging fruit. After that conversation with Zach, I spoke with Tamara Richardson of People's Pharmacy, who made a similar point. She said, whenever the cost of living conversation comes up, it always seems to come back to grocery stores, pharmacies, and retailers. And that got me thinking. Are we focusing on the easiest targets instead of the biggest contributors to the cost of living? Let me be clear, before anyone misunderstands me. Groceries are expensive. There's no denying that. Every Bermudian feels it every week at the checkout. But the cost of living isn't just about what we pay for food. What about housing? We constantly talk about the housing crisis. But how often do we have serious conversations about construction costs? How often do we ask why it's so expensive to build a home in Bermuda? How often do we discuss financing, mortgage rates, or the cost of borrowing money? Those things have a direct impact on affordability. And then there are interest rates. When mortgage rates go up, homeowners pay more. When homeowners pay more, landlords often pass those costs onto tenants. So higher borrowing costs don't just affect people with mortgages. They impact renters too. Now, recently, President Donald Trump proposed temporarily capping credit card interest rates at 10%, arguing that banks have been overcharging Americans. Now, whether that proposal becomes reality or not isn't really my point. My point is that someone is at least asking the question. Now, should governments do more to examine the role financial institutions play in the cost of living? Should we be asking whether there's more government can do to make borrowing more affordable? And in fairness, the government has had success with one bank as far as for first-time home buyers, right? But we should be asking tougher questions, folks, of every sector, not just retailers. If we're serious about tackling the cost of living, then every major contributor deserves scrutiny. That includes retailers and banks and construction and insurance and energy and even government itself. No sector should be off limits. The cost of living is too important to reduce the conversation to one industry. If we continue focusing on what some describe as the low-hanging fruit while ignoring the bigger drivers of household expenses, I struggle to see how life becomes meaningfully more affordable for the average Bermudian. That might be the conversation we should be having. Not who to blame, but whether we're asking the right questions of the right people. So you see the question of the morning. Are we focusing on the right causes of Bermuda's cost of living? Think about it. Let us know in the comments. We'll come back and we'll have the poll question for you as well. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
All right, audience, you see the questions on the screen. You see the question on the screen. The question of the morning, are we focusing on the right causes of Bermuda's cost of living? Now, again, every time we talk about cost of living, we immediately speak about the cost of groceries, obviously people to eat, housing, but we never go deeper when it comes to housing. We never talk about construction and building materials, and we never have loud conversations about that, mainly because we think it only impacts those who have the wealth to build homes or renovate homes, when we forget about the trickle down for it. So I think this is a necessary conversation that everyone needs to be a part of. Again, as Zach Manes said yesterday, retailers, grocers, and pharmacies, they're low-hanging fruit, easy targets, right? Let's put up the poll question. Here's the poll question, and this will be very telling. Who's having the biggest impact on, or who has the biggest impact on the cost of living? And you'll see you'll press 1 for bankers and insurance, 2 for grocers, pharmacies, retailers, 3 construction, housing, energy like Belco, or 4 government. So let us know in the audience, which one you think, for those who are tuned in via stream, who has the biggest impact on the cost of living? Banks, insurance, 1. Grocers, pharmacies, retailers, 2. Construction, housing, energy, 3. Or government, 4. Now, again, as we talk about this, again, are grocery stores carrying too much of the blame? Are we aware that the cost of living extends beyond food prices? And let me be clear. Let me just say this out loud. I'm not here to defend retailers, grocery stores, pharmacies. That's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is make sure that we're not allowing the media or social media or rants to drive our reality. The truth is that most of us buy something from a grocery store on a regular basis, right? That's the reality. Most of us are not building, renovating homes. Not everyone necessarily has insurance in one way or the other, but we all have to, eat, right? So I think most people will focus on groceries because they're more likely to deal with it head on rather than the trickle down. But again, it does extend beyond food prices, right? Housing costs and construction costs, mortgage interest rates and affordability. It's like, folks, higher mortgage rates often translate into higher rents. Your rents are not just because a landlord, it's like a business. A business doesn't just raise prices because they want to take advantage of you. They have to cover their costs. And also, they want to make a profit. Margins are not as great as many people think. And it's no different from a landlord, a homeowner. And some of you who own homes may understand this, right? Think of your home ownership like a business. Your mortgage goes up. I mean, you at least want to cover that with the rent, right? So it trickles down to the renter. What role should banks play in this conversation? Should government explore more ways to reduce borrowing costs? Should every sector be scrutinized equally? Is government asking the right questions? There's a need for solutions over finding easy targets, which, again, just quoting Zach Monis, grocery stores seem to be an easy target. Again, question of the morning, audience, are we focusing on the right causes of Bermuda's cost of living? This is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. And the poll, answer the poll for us, please, if you're streaming with us online. Who has the biggest impact on the cost of living? 1, banks, insurance. 2, grocers, pharmacies, retailers. 3, construction, housing, energy. Or 4, government. Let's go to the comments and see what you all are saying. We've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says, Bermuda needs to have a regular assessments of the drivers behind cost of living increases. Why are lending rates in Cayman dramatically lower than in Bermuda? Do we need an increase in the number of banks to help drive down mortgage costs or lending period? That's interesting. I did not know that, Dr. Anthony Richardson. You know, it's funny because people love to, certain sectors love to bring up Cayman to make arguments. But, I think Chris Famous used to say it all the time about how much cheaper like cell phone rates and data are in the Caribbean versus Bermuda from the same companies. Now, in fairness, if they're paying people more in Bermuda, right, than they are in the Caribbean, they have to cover their costs. So that might be one of the drivers. But that's a valid point. I did not know that the lending rates were so much lower in the Cayman Islands. Thank you for that. What else, audience? Do you think we're focusing on the right causes of Bermuda's cost of living? Do you think it's, makes sense for us to just, focus on the groceries and cost of people being able to eat? Because I've never really heard a conversation about doing something to banks or insurance companies. I mean, we just saw the fiasco with the insurance company that came out with that rule about buying certain things from only a particular pharmacist. And we saw the uproar with that. Now, it's weird because we don't want a bunch of regulation, but at the same time, you want to protect the people, right? So what makes more sense? Again, audience, question of the morning. We're talking about, are we focusing on the right causes of Bermuda's cost of living? Why? Well, yesterday we had Zach Munners from Lindo's on, and I asked him, does he believe that retailers and grocers and pharmacies, does he believe that they're being singled out? And he described it as them being low-hanging fruit. And are we Bermudians being driven by rage bait to focus on grocery costs over mortgage rates and banking interest rates, or energy costs, or insurance rates? Like, are we being distracted because groceries are low-hanging fruit? What are your thoughts on that? And credit to Zach for always confronting these things head on. Credit to him for always being willing to engage with you all directly about things that are impacting Bermudians. Not that it's impacting his business, but impacting Bermudians. All right. Are we focusing on the right causes? And also the poll, folks, who has the biggest impact on the cost of living? Number one, banks or insurance. 2, grocers, pharmacies, retailers. 3, construction, housing, energy, or 4, government. Let's go to the audience. 9/11 Island Girl says one of the worst fallouts when cost of living is increased is that salaries aren't increased oftentimes for several years. And when salaries are increased, more necessities are increased. Well, here's the thing with that. There's a couple things. For years, a lot of people, I'm not even going to say Bermudians, didn't understand the difference between a raise and a cost of living increase. Just think about those who receive neither. No cost of living increase and no salary increase. That's difficult. No, it's not law that a company has to increase you just because the cost of living is going up. Let's be honest. Some companies, just because the cost of living is risen, doesn't mean that they're making more money to be able to give a cost of living increase. So it's not a one size fits all. Sometimes it may come down to us, again, not making excuses for business or the economy, but it may come down to us spending differently or doing things differently. But I take your point. Yeah, most times when the cost of living increases, the salaries of majority of the people don't, unfortunately. It's sad. But 9/11 Island Girl goes on to say the consumer will always be the casualty. Absolutely. It always trickles down to the consumer. And that's something people need to consider. Folks, this is your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Charles H. Jeffers II says, I believe it was also said yesterday that we have less people buying goods. Many of us believe that our population has declined. If we have less people spending money in Bermuda, then it drives prices up. It sure does. And that's often the elephant in the room, right? Because if there's less people spending, these businesses still have to cover their cost. And that's something that, again, people have been asking for data for years, and we're finally getting the census hopefully done, and we'll get results. And it will, tell us a story. Maybe not one we want to hear, but it will tell us a story. Sally Kate Horton says, I appreciated his comments yesterday, speaking of Zach Munners. There are 2 Lindo stores, most others are the marketplaces. That makes a huge difference on how open we can be. Yeah, monopolies are never good for Bermuda. Look, it's hard doing a show like this. It's hard being in the media and reporting things, sharing news and sharing things that people, because media is sponsorship and advertising driven, right? So you don't want to offend because then you lose opportunities. I honestly don't care about that stuff. I will speak about stuff with respect. We've done it about multiple issues involving our partners. We don't do it to alienate or disrespect or throw crap on their names. We do it because our number one goal is to engage the people about issues that impact them and the things that should matter to everyone. Because even those who work for these companies, they are still people in the community. They are still impacted. They're still impacted. So it matters. Charles H. Jeffers II, he says, Increasing our population will also put more demands on housing. We have a number of issues surrounding that, including a huge backup with the probate of wills. Oh, yes. That probate situation. Ask me how I know. Yeah. That's a very good point, Charles. Very good point. I don't know, folks. I don't have the answers. I don't. I wish I did. I really, really wish I did. But unfortunately, I just don't. I don't. I really don't. But it looks like from the poll, 100% of you, despite there being 4 different answers, 100% of you think that banks and insurance have the biggest impact on the cost of living in Bermuda. That is telling. That is very telling. And I don't know if that's a good sign. I don't know if that's a good sign. To be honest with you, I really don't. All right, folks, that's your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Let's show them some love, and then we will go to, we've got a days of the year for you. Yeah, we'll do the days of the year immediately following that. The daily discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Titan Express delivers safe, professional, and reliable transportation and tours across the island. From island tours to cultural expressions, they set their standard. And Secure is your go-to for property management, waste management, and residential and commercial services. Visit securebda.com. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is their commitment to you. All right, folks. Well, for days of the year today, it is International Scuba Day. Yeah, International Scuba Day. Couldn't pay me to go scuba diving. Nope. When I was in Belize, apparently some guy was snorkeling and he got bitten by a nurse shark. And I'm like, see, you all think I'm joking when I say, no, I'm not going in the ocean. There's sharks in there. And nurse sharks don't even really bite people. But, well, I guess he had juicy blood and they went for the jugular. But also today, folks, it's Jamaica's Independence Day. And I am very fond of Jamaica and Jamaicans. Very fond of Jamaica and Jamaicans. As I've said before, such a small island in the middle of the Caribbean, but so influential throughout the world. You can pretty much go anywhere in the world and meet a Jamaican. And what you will notice when you meet them is a pride in who they are like no other. Some of the most prideful people, the home of Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. A country whose culture punches way above their weight. And a people who will always let you know who they are and how powerful their culture is. From the food to the music to the natural beauty of the island. Jamaica is not just the envy of many islands throughout the Caribbean and the world, but even some of the largest countries with big economies across the globe. To every Jamaican in Bermuda and around the world, happy Independence Day. Sending you love from my Bermudian heart. Big up yourselves. I'm going to have some jerk chicken today, in your honor. Happy Independence Day, Jamaica. We'll be back with Colleen English DeGrilla after this short message. Stick with us.
Guess what? Bermuda's most popular game is back. That's right, Shoe Buy is back in stores. But wait, there's more. The brand new Shoe Buy Summer Edition is here too. Bring the laughs, the vibes, the friendly chaos to your barbecues and summer get-togethers with Bermuda's favorite game. Don't miss your chance to get yours. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on social media to learn more.
One Lucky Bucks in the summer edition has a golden ticket with the chance to win a grand prize courtesy of One Communications.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It. Freshness at your doorstep. Delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Ace boy, I see you got your US cash. Traveling again? Rich auntie, you know what's your secret?
Nah, I just use the new HSBC Bermuda travel website.
I know about cash back, but it's got a travel website too?
Yeah, and it's lit. Flights, hotels, rentals, book it all in one spot and use your reward points instantly. No blackout dates, no delays. I'm going, bro.
What you mean use your points instantly?
Yeah, bro. Go on the site, see how many points you've got from all that shopping you've been doing. And if you ain't got enough for what you want, just use your HSBC credit card and top it up with some more points.
Okay, spend the points, stack some more. I see, I'm got you now.
I know, right?
Log on to redeem.hsbc.bm. Book your travel deal. Pay with your points. No blackout dates. Easy and hassle-free. Visit redeem.hsbc.bm and get going. HSBC, opening up a world of opportunity. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
Ever taken medication and thought, why is this hitting me so hard? Or why isn't this doing anything at all? Here's something you may not know. Your body processes medication the same way it needs to process food, using enzymes. And these enzymes metabolize medication so it can be converted into its useful form or removed from your body. Pharmacogenetics looks at how your DNA influences the way your body metabolizes or breaks down medications. It helps explain why a drug that works well for one person causes side effects in another and barely works at all for someone else. That means the same pill at the same dose can feel very different from one person to the next. It's not about blame, it's not about doing something wrong, it's simply biology. And once you know what works best for you, medication decisions stop being guesswork and start becoming personalized.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Excuse me, Jamal Hartman here. This is the Daily Hour brought to you by BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 1075 for ensuring that we can pump through the radio airwaves on a regular basis with these most important community conversations. Folks, do us a favor. Don't forget to subscribe on our website and follow us on all of our your favorite social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Real quickly, as it's Jamaica Independence Day, let me know in the audience one thing you love about Jamaican culture? I'll go first. Jerk chicken. Jerk chicken. We've got 9/11 Island Girl says, I absolutely love vacationing in Jamaica for all the things you shared. Been several times and have met many friends there that I spend with every time I go. I haven't been to Jamaica since 2017, I think, 2017. But I had never been there until 2016. I went back-to-back years and had the time of my life. But the jerk chicken, obviously the music, but yeah, jerk chicken. Even when I was not eating chicken and stuff, like jerk chicken. But yeah, that's my favorite thing. But let us know your favorite thing about Jamaican culture. No, we've got a very special guest of the day. One of my favorite people, one of my favorite organizations. Honestly, I always say this, and I really mean it. It's one of those organizations that you want to know and support before you hopefully never need them. It's an organization that I learned about during my mom's own battle with cancer. And I'll just never forget, Christmas Day, 2021, the PALS nurse showing up on Christmas Day to assist, coming away from her family and helping us out. So I am very fond of this organization. I tell people all the time, I believe in alignment, and I just wish I knew more about what PALS was, who they were, and what they do long before we needed them. So let's give a warm welcome to our friend from PALS, the Executive Director, Colleen English DeGrilla. Colleen, good morning.
Good morning, Jamal and audience. How is everybody today?
Well, you know what? I'm going to say I'm good. I'm over what happened with my team.
I know. It's very sad.
We're on the same team, right? So
yeah, we are. Absolutely. Blue and blue.
Yeah. I'm over it. Next year is our year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I got to ask you before we jump into things, though. Do you have something about Jamaican culture in honor of their independence that you really like?
I'm like your twin. I think it's jerk chicken. I love it. I actually never had jerk chicken. Oh no, I had it. I did go to Jamaica once, and I think I had it there. But I've had it a lot since I moved to Bermuda, and I know it's not Bermudian, but I really do like it.
Love it. All right, we have that in common. We're aligned, folks. We're aligned. I'll get back to the audience a bit later, but before we get into the meat of today's conversation, Colleen, and audience, if you have any questions or comments, like I said, this organization is one that we need to know about, that we need to support long before hopefully we never need them. But just give the audience a bit of background about yourself and the organization for those who may not know.
I kind of lost you there, but I think you said about PALS.
I was just saying, audience a bit of background about yourself and the organization. Sorry.
Okay, myself, I'm the executive director of PALS. I've been at PALS for 8 years. I am a social worker by background. I came to Bermuda 22 years ago from Boston, and I was at the hospital as a social worker prior to PALS. PALS, I just love. It's one of my favorite charities as well. We do amazing work. And I think, like you said, until we're in your life, you don't know what we do. And nobody really understands the impact PALS has on your life until you need us. PALS is a home cancer charity. So we've been around for 45 years. We started as a charity with a half-time nurse. We now have 6 nurses, actually 7 nurses, because we have a locum, 1.5 doctors, and a social worker. So we have a full multidisciplinary team that does everything. There's so many facets to cancer that you go through, and not just you, your family, and everybody. And we are always learning. We've been around 45 years. We're always learning more and more what cancer patients need and want, which is why I'm here to talk about our IOP program, because it's definitely a need and helps people.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And again, I appreciate you all coming on bi-monthly just to have these conversations. And when people reach out and they're like, look, I didn't know this. My mom had an experience and Pals was very helpful with us. Someone said their grandfather. So I'm just happy that people know before they need it. But now, when most people think of cancer treatment, they often focus on chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. Just can you explain what is the integrative oncology and why is it becoming such an important part of comprehensive cancer care?
So integrative oncology, we started it at PALS in about 2021, and it was Dr. Alakani, our doctor, who suggested it. We based it on a program in the UK, Penny Braun, where they used to have this IOP program, and people would go stay. We Bermudianized it, and so it is basically improving people's quality of life while living with cancer, because cancer is no longer automatically a death sentence. A lot of people are living with cancer. Treatments are getting better. People are, improving. And so we have tried to think of how can we help you have a positive life while you have cancer, with all the different things that are going to go on in your brain. So, integrative oncology includes so many things. It includes nutrition, exercise, psychology, reflexology, acupuncture. Like around the world, it's kind of getting to be the new catchphrase. But it includes everything, I think, about wellness besides the medical part.
Mm-hmm. Now, PAL's Integrative Oncology Program takes a holistic approach to supporting patients. Can you tell us about these services offered and how you help address the physical, emotional, and mental challenges that often accompany a cancer diagnosis?
So when we started in 2021, our IOP program was like 6 weeks. You did 6 weeks, you did 3 days a week and different sessions. You did the nutrition, the exercise, the acupuncture, the psychology. We've now made it more of a drop-in, and it's every other Friday at the PALS office. Just so everybody knows, everything we offer is free. But we will be restarting in September the actual IOP program, which is you do a nutrition component with Catherine Burns of Waterfront Wellness, and then an exercise or movement, we call it, because exercise scares people. Movement with Eva Gutowski from Alchemy Gym. And then Fiona Cooper-Smith comes and does reflexology. And then the opposite weeks, there is psychology with Dr. Karen Dyer. So that is offered that'll be starting again in September. In the middle of that, we've also included, we do what we've done this summer is sharing circle. So that's every other Friday here at the office. Again, it's like a psychology group for people going through cancer. That's run by Jessica Burns. And if people don't know who Jessica Burns is, she also runs the Retreat House in Southampton. So a little story about Jessica. Her mother was a PALS nurse many years ago and died of cancer 2 years ago. And they have a house above Horseshoe Bay. You probably could see it if you look up. It's a big yellow house, and they've often done retreats in it. But her dream was always to have retreats for cancer patients. So twice a year now, we do offer these retreats. They are free. The patient will go and stay for 1.5 to 2 days. It's about seven to 8 people. You each have your own room, your own bathroom. The place is amazing. And it's all your meals, and there's a lot of, they do karaoke, they do fun things, they do psychology, and I haven't had anyone come away and say they haven't enjoyed it. It's been a phenomenal thing. So more and more things we're trying to improve to give to patients to improve their life.
Indeed. And how does the program complement traditional medical treatment, and why is it important for patients to receive support that goes beyond treating the disease itself?
Right. Well, I think, funny enough, as a social worker, I should have thought of this years ago, but I don't think I realized how much patients need to be with other patients and talk about what's going on, because, there's stuff you can't tell your family, or you don't want to tell your family. You don't want to upset your family. You can't tell your kids. Your friends don't understand. So being in a group of other cancer patients. It's just amazing. We've had a gentleman come that his wife made him come, and now he can't stop coming because he absolutely loves it. And it's just the support you get, and I think the feeling, kind of like all traditional like AA and different support groups like that, but you get the feeling like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one going through this. And yeah, what I'm feeling is normal in this process. So I think it just makes you feel better, and it, makes you happier. Like the retreat people, and Jessica Burns has started this WhatsApp group, and they call it the Coffee Club, but honest to God, they're so positive. They're like their own little family. They are like WhatsApping every 5 seconds and just boosting people up and boosting morale. And if you're having a bad day, you can say it, and everybody will be like, "Oh, I know. Oh, look, what do you need? What can I do for you?" It's just that's so positive.
Yeah. And every person's cancer journey is so different. How does PALS ensure that the support provided through this program is personalized to meet each patient's unique needs and circumstances?
Well, Jessica with the sharing circle, she has she comes in with a certain agenda every week. And I think also the nutritional piece, like it's very, people share a lot. So, Catherine Burns has done a lot of education on cancer since we started the IOP, and she is very knowledgeable in, what to eat, how to combat nausea, how to, if you just don't feel like eating, what you should take, or, so all of our facilitators have become more and more knowledgeable and are always learning more things. And they learn from the patients. Patients teach us every day, different things we didn't know or didn't think about. So, we do try to tailor it to everybody. If you are having a difficult struggle that you want more private instruction, that's also available. Catherine Burns will meet with people privately. Eva can do private yoga sessions or movement sessions, and everybody is allowed to do that. So it's all how to help your journey.
Well, audience, if you have any questions or comments, you can send them through. I just want to check in the audience again. I usually ask this question when we have a PALS Rep 1, but has anyone ever had the need or encountered PALS? Just let us know in the audience a yes or no if you've ever had a need or encountered PALS. I just want to go off track really quickly, and I don't know if you can share this because obviously this is private, but have you seen, Colleen, or can you share any firsthand stories that illustrate how the integrative care can improve quality of life during treatment and recovery? Like any firsthand stories of patients and their families?
I can. I was at Switzerland with a friend after work one day, and a husband came up to us and said, "Oh my goodness, you do not know what you have done for my wife." So he's just like, she's just a whole different person. Sometimes if you don't have a lot of friends, or if you just don't share with a lot of friends, you just develop this closeness that I can't even explain how close people get and how much they do rely on each other.
I'm going to be honest. I ask people on this show every day. I ask this audience, share the conversation with your friends, family, and colleagues. And honestly, it's a really simple thing. Like, honestly, I just, folks, you can literally take this link. Most of you engage on social media every day. Take this and engage. The reason I do it, honestly, and I say it all the time, isn't for my ego, but I had no idea this program existed. And my mother, benefited greatly from PALS. And I'm almost begging people, please share these conversations because of this. People need to know that, not just that PALS exists, but the work that you're doing. How does, again, just going off track, come back to the conversation, but PALS has really great relationships, not just with us, with Bermuda Broadcasting and others. How important is it to meet people where they are, to engage them, to make sure they know about what you offer?
It is so important. So I've probably for the last year or two, I think I do 6 radio stations a month. And, people probably get bored with hearing me, but I bring other people on with me. Like sometimes I'm bringing Jessica with me this month and things, but it's, what the important thing to remember is it's never too early to get PALS involved. Once the doctor tells you have a cancer diagnosis, I try to tell people the first thing you should say is, please put in a PALS referral.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't need PALS. What do I need PALS for? You need us just for support. And one of my favorite patients who unfortunately passed away about 2 months ago, she always said, walking into PALS is like receiving a hug. And that's what I love. And that's what we are. And that's what I want to be. And everybody needs a hug. So I just think that, oftentimes you'll go to your doctor and say you want a PALS referral and they say, you don't need it yet. Well, you just tell them that lady Colleen said I do. So you get a PALS referral.
Yeah, indeed. And I just want to share these. Richard Scott says, PALS is a phenomenal organization. I am forever grateful for their service and support provided to my late mother and my family during her cancer treatment. The service and support was first class. Yes, I echo that, Richard. I do.
Thank you.
We've got Tanya Cheeseman says, we didn't realize what PALS had to offer until my mother became really sick. They were amazing. Again, thank you for that, Tanya Cheeseman. But again, I didn't know, so we're all alike. What I really appreciate about these conversations is that we're giving people the opportunity to know. So what Colleen just said, by her being so present, by the organization being so present, once that diagnosis comes through, she's saying, you already know what to do if you're tuned into what they're saying.
Yeah.
Ask for a PALS referral. Soon as you get it. We've got Suzanne Ingham says, Colleen, you have bloomed immensely since you began at PALS. That hug does miracles.
Thank you.
We've got Charles H. Jefferson II. He says, I love the idea of connecting patients. Is there anything similar for caregivers? Many are caring for loved ones alone. And I think Charles saw my questions because my next question was, many caregivers experience emotional and physical strain as well. Does the IOP, and I'm going to say it for those who don't know, but the Integrative Oncology Program offers support for family members and caregivers, and why is their well-being just as important?
Absolutely. I agree with Mr. Jeffers. So we, caregivers or a friend are allowed to come to all of the IOP sessions except the psychology piece, because that's really personal to the patients. We are working on starting a caregiving group just for caregivers, because sometimes, they need to vent and talk themselves. It is something in the works. We don't have a lot of space at PALS, and we are working with Bermuda Cancer and Health on creating a wellness center that we talked about last year, but they're just waiting for planning. So if anybody has any help in planning it, can help us push through, because they have a building. We just need planning to be able to approve this wellness center. And then we will be able to offer a lot more services for caregivers, families, kids, everybody.
Indeed. We've got Dr. Anthony Richardson says, yes, he's used PALS concerning my older brother's cancer treatment. Very dedicated organization and people. We've got 9/11 Island Girls says, PALS is one of my favorite charities, long-standing and valuable. They helped my grandmother way back in 1988. Rest in peace. Pearl only joins. Looking ahead, Colleen, how do you hope PALS continues to grow its integrative oncology program? And what is your long-term vision for cancer support services in Bermuda?
Well, I know Bermuda Cancer and Health is looking at, growing their services, which will again grow. We work very, very closely together. Oftentimes people still don't know what we do, the difference between us, but we work very closely with the same patients, but doing different things. My hope is that every need is met. Like if a cancer patient needs, I don't know, aquatherapy or whatever you need, it's there for you. And my biggest hope is that no patient ever has to go off the island to get treatment or service. Right now, that's my biggest frustration, and it's very difficult. But we still try to support you when you're overseas. But it's just obviously it is better for everybody to be able to stay on island with your family, with your friends, in your own home, and get the treatment you need.
Indeed. We have Mark Arthur asking, how does PALS navigate these difficult financial times?
Lots of begging, lots of donations. Fortunately, the thrift shop that's been open since 2018 has been a great, great source of revenue for us. It's open, just to give a plug, it's open Fridays 4 to 7, Saturday 9 to 3, and Sunday 11 to 3. And it's amazing. Like most shirts, pants, clothes are $4. If it's a higher end, it might be 10. But, we have great volunteers, great management team. And, definitely that helps us a lot. But there's also, our our walks and our raffles, and also in memory when we get donations in memory when someone passes away. So it's always donations.
Yeah, and that said, because I do give a lot away to Goodwill in the U.S., but no, I'm just like I'm gonna pack that extra suitcase and bring it to Pal, right? No,
we take suitcases too, so
I got some stuff, but no, thank you for that reminder, because again, this is why these conversations are important. So folks, if you have anything that you can give away, and obviously you all know I have stuff I've never worn. I'm ashamed to say that, but things that I've sat there for years that I think can benefit people. I will make my donation next time on the island. I'll bring that suitcase for you, but I encourage the audience to do it as well, because unfortunately, the services they offer cost money. And I think that's the important part that all of us need to remember. Janet Maynard says, PALS was a great support to my sister and family, their care and giving to get through. We've got Charles H. Jefferson says, I think that would be great. As someone who cared for my mother in her dying days, I'm committed to helping those caring for loved ones, even if it's just being a listening ear. Colleen, just remind people, if they want to volunteer, if they want to give back, if they want to participate in some events, what's the best way to connect and get in touch with PALS?
You can go on www.pals.bm, and there's a donate button, there's a volunteer button, and you can, read all about us. We're trying to improve it and getting better, but you can always email at info@pals.bm or call me. I don't mind answering questions. Our number is 236-7257, and I'm number 6.
All right, number 6. Thank you so much for this morning's conversation. As always, appreciate it. I will be getting. Hold me to it. I'll be bringing.
I'm going to be waiting for that suitcase.
Thank you so much. We'll talk.
Thank you so much.
Everyone at PALS, we said hello, and we look forward to the next conversation.
Thanks for having me. Bye, everyone.
That's Colleen English DeGrilla, the executive director of PALS. Folks, again, if you have anything that you can give, please make sure you make it around there. 9/11 Island Girl says people need to be mindful what they're donating. Be sure it's of good quality and use for another person. Absolutely. Please, folks. It's like food, right? If you're not going to eat something that's expired, don't donate it, So let's just be very conscious and aware. And it's not to say, oh, well, they should be No. Be respectful in your donations if you can. So thank you for that, Shawnette. Folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to take our final break. We'll come back, give the daily play, give my final thoughts, and we'll wrap it up. Oh, and I'll give you another quote from The Journey Within. Not sure if you have the book yet, but make sure you go get them. They're selling. Appreciate your support for those who have gotten it so far.
Children love to play and have fun. And they love gifts even more, especially ones that they can enjoy and learn from. With Bermuda Trivia coloring books, kids can explore the island while they color, learn, and create. The perfect activity for fun and learning together. Available now.
Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more.
For over 70 years, Bermuda Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses island-wide. We offer a full suite of services, including rodent control, termite fumigation, and general insect control and maintenance. Our team of experts will quickly and efficiently eliminate any pest problem you may have. With Bermuda Pest Control, you can enjoy a pest-free home in no time. We're committed to providing fast, reliable, and solution-driven services for our customers. It's what we've been doing since 1952. Call Bermuda Pest Control today and say goodbye to pests for good.
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
Life moves fast, and so can the unexpected. When you insure your home, you need to know that your insurance company has your back. At Friesenbrook, let one of our friendly and professional agents give you that peace of mind. Because when you are covered, you are confident. Call us at 296-3600 or visit FriesenBrook.bm to learn more.
Sometimes, all we need is to relax. Take our minds away from it all. A midday break from the busy day. And just a little time to ourselves. Relax. Take a break. And unwind with Bermuda Trivia's crossword puzzle book. Available now across Bermuda. Visit BermudaTrivia.com and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms to learn more. Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to Colleen English DeGrilla and everyone at PALS who continues to come on this show, trust this platform, and have those important, engaging community conversations about the work that they are doing to support Bermudian and Bermudian families. All right, folks. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hot 107.5, ensuring we can pump through the radio airwaves on a regular basis. It is time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, are you ready? It is a Name That Place audience. This is the easiest question that you will get on a Name That Place, and you're going to get it so fast I may ask you another. Here we go. Audience, don't let yourselves down. What U.S. city is considered the birthplace of jazz? I told you all was the easiest one you will get. New Orleans says Charles. We've got New Orleans says Richard Scott. New Orleans says Julie. New Orleans says Renee Sherlin. Detroit. Oh, that's Motown. You know, I got a question, and obviously I can't hear you all, but I said New Orleans. Is it New Orleans or New Orleans? Or as Shawnette Sumner, that's 911 Island Girl, says New Orleans. Is it New Orleans or New Orleans? I don't know. I'm going to go with New Orleans. I'm going to stick with what I said. But let's wrap it up. As far as the discussion this morning about whether or not we focus on the wrong causes, truthfully, they're all necessary. I think we should be focusing on all of them. I think, what becomes priority, I don't know. But yes, retail, groceries, low-hanging fruit, easy targets. But it's the big boys, the ones driving billions, that concern me most. Really is. All right. Oh, so as far as what's the conversation with Colleen English DeGrilla this morning from PALS, she said to me all this, she said, I believe your mom was one of the first people in the Integrative Oncology Programme. And that warmed my heart. It really did. I appreciate the organization so much just because of what I experienced. But what I really want to drive home, why I ask you all to share these conversations with your friends on WhatsApp or social media, or just share the information. Like, how many people know that once there's a cancer diagnosis, get them to hit up PALS. Was it? She said a reference, a referral. Like, how many people know that? This is why I encourage us not to keep these conversations to ourselves. Not begging you, I'm simply asking you to share them with people. That's a matter of humanity. That's a matter of the heart. Someone will probably get diagnosed today, and they may not know that. So please share the information. The earlier, the better. We've got Richard Scott says, great interview with Mr. Grilla.
It'll be a great day when Pels doesn't have to pound the pavement for funding, as everyone has been impacted by cancer in some way. I agree, Richard. I absolutely agree with you. He then ends, oh, and just a reminder, red and blue. Yeah, I'll see you next year. Yep, I'm a part of that choir. See you next year, good buddy. You know, I said I wasn't attending club match this year because, I was a distraction. So I said, I'll go away. They'll win. Obviously, they needed me on the sidelines. They needed me. So, yeah, you won't get away so easily next year. Thank you. Mind you, Somerset's never beaten St. George's a 2-1 with me present. Nope. Never done it with me present. No, doesn't happen. All right, we've got, I got to give you a daily inspiration. Let's see. This is from The Journey Within. And this quote's from page 83. It says, quote, "We are free to believe what we want to believe. But just because we believe what we do doesn't make what we believe true." End quote. And that's from my book, The Journey Within. Folks, gotta let you go. Dorian says, so we can blame you for the loss. The embarrassment. I mean, Somerset has won with me present, but they've never dominated St. George's with me present. So Renee Sherilyn says, I don't think anyone could have helped St. George's Cricket Club. No, I'm a disciplinarian. I could have helped them. If I was there, I'd have told the players, you get back right there. You do that. Yeah, I'm that guy. They may not have listened, but at least someone would have been saying it. But all right, folks, let you go. Get about your day, but don't forget to subscribe on our website. Again, you can continue the conversation of the discussion. You can just go on the website, scroll down to the monologue, and you can log in and put your comments there the same way people comment on stories on news websites. So you can go on our website, continue the conversations. You can make sure you follow us on all of your favorite social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, HSBC Bermuda, Medical House, Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and big love to Hall. Sorry. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are Izzo. Peace.